Just checking to make sure the stream worked because I'm saying it didn't.
You can even see us anyway.
The computer audio is not scriptures.
It is.
There we go. Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Get a little light. There we go. You can actually see my face. It's probably I need like a lamp right here. Welcome everybody, and that is joining on to our stream. This is just a bunch of us having fun playing Dungeons and Dragons, playing a campaign based on Stephen King's Dark Tower series. I will probably always state at the beginning of the episode that I do not own any rights to Stephen King's work, but I am adapting it to fit our campaign and have some fun with it. So, last time you guys were all together, you were in the town of Tull. You had been tasked with trying to find more information about the man in black from Roland of Gilead. You talked to the grocer and found out that Nort, one of the locals in Tull who had recently died from chewing on too much devil's grass, had been brought back to life by the man in black. And the man in black had then promptly went and talked to the new reverend in town, Sylvia Piston. I think Azair and Luna tried to go talk to Sylvia, and she tried to convert them to the man Jesus, but it just didn't work. So you guys went back and talked to Roland about everything that you had learned, and he decided it was time that he had a conversation with the Reverend. As you went to the church with Roland, you saw that the Reverend was looking about 8 months pregnant, which is not at all how she looked a couple hours earlier when you talked to her. She let out an otherworldly shriek, and you guys heard slams of doors all throughout the town as the entire town decided to come and try to kill the interlopers. There was a lot of bloodshed, mostly on their part. Women, children, men, pretty much killing and being killed, except for Faustus decided not to kill 2 kids and a man, just trapped them in a house. After the town was dead, you went and tried to take on Sylvia and saw that she was no longer, she didn't really look humanoid anymore. She looked just very decrepit, gray, blue skin, long, stringy hair, fingernails longer than they should have been. Just did not look natural in any way, shape, or form. After a terse fight with her, where she lifted her finger and pointed at Roland, and he just dropped dead. It was an interesting battle before Zoros leapt off the back of Faustus and brought his Warhammer Justice straight into her head, clefting it in twain. And then as the fight was winding down, Azair went and checked on Roland. He was still alive but dying, and told her that she must stop the Crimson King from getting into the Dark Tower, and he looked off to the east, out into the desert as he died in the lecturing from him. After that, I believe Faustus and Hamilton wanted to dig mass graves for everybody. And that is pretty much where we are picking up. So what would you guys like to do?
Did we dig the graves yet, or are they still waiting to be dug?
No, I believe Hamilton and I were in the process of digging the graves and just, one mass grave for everybody, and then
Correct.
doing a small rite just to lay them to rest in peace.
Correct. I know some of you went back to Sheb's, the bar, and saw that both Sheb and Ali were killed and laying. Sheb was laying across the piano. Ali was laying across the bar.
Did we inspect the
Alice.
bodies to see if there were any clues or anything, that there was any information they withheld?
I don't believe you did. Give me a medicine check.
Medicine check.
I was also going to burn the body of the Reverend just to make
11.
sure that
Okay, I mean it's simple to, a couple fire bolts and her body catches fire. Zoros, with that roll, you could tell that, I mean, it was pretty easy. They've both been either beaten or stabbed with what looks like kitchen knife stabs, anything that villagers could basically find around.
I was thinking more, were there any clues as far as like pieces of paper, notes, things laying around that might enlighten us on things, a diary, anything, just checking out the living quarters, the bar, just
Okay.
looking at
So there was nothing on their bodies that would be anything like that. If you go up to Alice's room, give me an investigation check.
20,
20, nice. Was it
Yeah.
natural 20 or non-natural 20?
natural 20.
Natural, nice. First one of the night.
Yeah.
So as you go
Good.
through Alice's room, you could see that Roland had been living there pretty much as well since he had gotten to the town. In his pack, you do find a very old and worn journal. You find a box that has about 20 bullets in it. And you find like an extra pair of jeans that he had, but that is what you find in his belongings.
Oh, probably should pick up the bullets. Who got Roland's gun?
I don't believe anyone has picked those up.
Okay.
All I took was the hat.
Who can use guns effectively?
can
How do we
Ranger-
know?
So with the guns, to be able to use them, they would be considered exotic weapons. Anybody can technically use them. They are extremely heavy, so you would need at least a strength score of 15 or higher to be able to wield these guns, just because they are so heavy. But anybody can use them. Unless you took like exotic weapon proficiency as a feat later on, you would not get to add your proficiency bonus to the attack. You would just basically go off of your roll, basically.
I am not strong enough to carry these guns, just so everyone knows. We aren't sure if Hamilton is.
I can carry. Him.
I'm not strong enough for him either, so
Hamilton and Zoros and
Luna, I have exactly 15.
So that would be Hamilton, Luna, Faustus, and Zoros that would be able to actually wield them
Hamilton
with the hate.
is Hamilton a paladin?
Yes,
He can't use blood drawing weapons.
yes, he can.
Oh, he can?
Yeah.
I thought they had to, okay.
Because even, I mean, if you bash someone's head in with a blunt object, it's going to draw blood.
I guess I'm going off of old D&D.
Yeah, no, in this one, yeah,
Paladins
there's
were only
no,
allowed to use maces and warhammers and stuff. They couldn't use a bladed weapon.
nope, yeah, they can do that in this edition. And
Okay.
his deity, I believe, is a death deity, so
Yeah.
he's actually he's
Well-
able to assist people along the path of death.
Does anybody want them? Before I say whether I do or don't, if I was using them as a ranged weapon, what's the range on them?
The range on them, the max range on them is 200 feet. If it is fired within 60 feet of the target, then the attack imposes a -5 to the attack roll, but will deal extra damage.
Okay, so the second question is, what do I lose a turn if I swap weapons?
No, I believe swapping weapons is basically like a quick reaction.
Okay, so I could shoot from range as they're closing, and then I could switch when they're within range of my warhammer. I could switch without penalty.
It would be like you could shoot them, and then as they got closer on your next turn, I would let you switch them out
Right,
real
right.
quick.
No, I
but
didn't
yeah,
mean both at the same time. I meant,
I'd allow it.
okay. Well, then I'd be interested because I have no ranged weapon.
And I have a ranged weapon, so I'm fine.
I think
Faustus.
Hamilton would be interested, but I don't know how we would decide between the two. I think both Hamiltons would be interested.
What about you, Faustus? You interested?
After seeing the destruction that they would cause, Faustus would not be interested in like discharging that type of gore.
Considering you don't even want to kill kids. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What kind of weapon? Is it? So is it like a?
So now there are 2 of them.
Oh,
So
then we'll split them up, 1 and 1.
you could each have
Can you
one.
fire both in the same round?
You could if you were holding them, pistol style. It would, holding it one-handed without the exotic weapon proficiency would give you disadvantage on the attack.
Okay, so it would probably behoove us, since we don't have any proficiency and we don't have any bonus rolls for our 2 hit, it would be better to just split them up. He gets 1, I'll take 1, and then we're good, and we'll split the bullets up. I'm assuming the 20 bullets is all the bullets that we have, right?
Correct.
How many shots does each gun hold?
mm,
I think you said they were 6 shooters, right?
Yeah. So Zoros and then Azair and Hamilton, I sent you all emails that has a little item that I created for this that'll give you more detail about the weapon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I was busy the last couple of weeks and thought I'd have some fun with it.
I have a gun.
This is the info whenever we need to pull it up.
Are we assuming that we have 6 bullets in the chamber, even though we fired some during the game, or?
If you are looking into the chamber of the guns, they're both empty.
Okay,
So you have 10 total.
so really, we only have 10 bullets.
You have to take 'em out.
No, it's not to say that, during your travels, you might not be able to find more or might not be able to create some that could help. But for the moment, the 20 is all you got.
Okay,
Is it safe to assume that they're just normal bullets, or Is there a way to tell if there's special bullets we need to be looking for?
Give me an Arcana check.
1 second. Uh, 13.
13. You're not so familiar with kind of the technological side. You're tended to be more of the, the wild and the wild nature magic. But from what you can tell, they don't seem like they're like magical bullets. They are rather large bullets, but for you aren't really familiar with guns. Guns in general aren't a just common run of the mill weapons that you find like laying around, or that you see in a lot of like villages, towns. They tend to be more common and maybe a little bit more advanced societies. But you probably have not run into many guns, if any, in your lifetime.
Okay.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
How do we log this as an item in our inventory, since it doesn't exist in a drop down of any kind?
That is a good question. Let me see if there's actually something.
In the equipment, there should be a thing for custom items.
Yeah, and there might be something that for now we might just kind of play it off of that email, and then I might be able to create something on D&D Beyond that that I can make and give to you guys to make it easy. I haven't really played around with D&D Beyond all that much, but I think I can actually do that. So that'll make it good. So for now, we'll just go off the email.
Okay.
So about this time, it's probably getting closer to midnight. The graves have been dug. The bodies have been tossed ceremoniously or unceremoniously into it, whichever you prefer. And that is pretty much at this point. If you guys want to take a rest, you can take a long rest and begin fresh in the morning.
Sleep.
So that's a smart move. Should we post guards in case the townspeople decide to attack us again?
I mean, it's
What townspeople?
Well, I don't know.
We killed all but the 2 kids and a guy.
Yes.
that we know about.
Yeah, that we know about. That's great.
I think it would, we need 8 hours, right? For
Yeah.
long rest.
It's generally about that, but if you guys wanted to post a watch, like I would say, there are 7 of you, so even an hour watch each would still get you guys
Okay.
enough to long rest.
Then I think we should post a watch just to be safe.
Okay. Where are you guys holding up at?
Stay in the inn, tavern.
A moth in here. Fucking...
Allie's room.
Okay.
It's on the bed.
You guys are able to, hole yourself up in the in sheds. Night passes. It's quiet. No incidents happen. Day dawns bright and hot.
To the east.
Boy, this moth is really getting on my nerves.
What provisions do we have?
Was that to me or to the group?
Those are the group.
And I think we need
Mutant
to,
horses.
Technically, we have a whole town's full.
of horse meat.
I should have,
We should go to the store and pick up the vegetables and
I
stuff
can't
in
eat
there.
vegetables.
Vegetables.
Mutant horse meat.
That's more like it. Vegetables.
Eggs. Don't forget eggs.
Oh yeah, those eggs. Those eggs were really good too. Is there a water, like a well somewhere around here, I would assume?
There is not a well. You see that each of the buildings actually has running water.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going down under the ground, and so you wouldn't know where exactly it's coming from.
And that's fine. I would search for as many water skins as I could find and fill them up because East looks very desolate and we're going to need water.
Okay. You'd probably be able to find about 10 water skins at the grocer.
Okay,
So I guess we'll just pack up what we can carry and in as far as rations and supplies and water and maybe a bad thing of beer. And I don't think those horses are worth riding. Do you guys?
I'm not thinking.
How many
they'll make
horses
it.
are there?
There were 4 horses.
I thought there
Problem
was
is-
3. I thought one popped at me.
Well, just because the boils popped doesn't mean it died.
Oh, well,
That is nasty.
I
Problem,
just died a little, so
the problem is if we bring the horses, we have to have water for the horses or they're gonna be dead partway across the trek anyway,
if
so.
they're self-juicing, it's okay.
Oh, gross. I'm gonna puke. Let's head east. Hoof it.
East it is. Oh, sorry, west, not east. My bad.
We're heading where Roland told us to
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Someone who is trained in survival, give me a survival check.
14.
Okay. You actually are able to kind of pick out little traces of days old footprints leading out into the desert. As you follow it, go ahead and give me another survival check.
Have to be for us or anybody.
Anyone that's actually trained in survival.
Whoops.
9.
9. So Luna is kind of thinks that she sees some footprints leading off into the southwest a little bit. So she's totally like, come on, follow me, guys. I got this. We're good. It does kind of end up waylaying you a little bit, but only by maybe a couple hours before, she realizes that she was just seeing things in the sand and kind of gets back on track.
I'm trained in survival too.
Okay, you can do the last one then.
15.
15. Okay. As you guys trek throughout the day, the sun starts to set, and Azair, out of kind of in your far distance from your half elf eyes, you kind of see some rocks set up in a circle, and it looks like there is some like burned remnants of like bushes and tumbleweeds and stuff in it. That would kind of make you think, upon closer inspection, that this was a like a campfire that someone had set up on their trek through the desert. It is probably pushing to be about 7 o'clock at this point, so the sun is kind of on the verge of setting. It is getting a little bit darker. You could try to push on further if you want, or you can always set up camp and stay the night.
Are the ashes still warm or is it a cold fire?
They are not. It's cold.
Okay.
It looks like it might have been days old.
So how hot is it? Was it miserable walking?
It was horrible. It was
Why don't
just
we push on at night and rest during the day? Try to find shelter during the day.
Do you want to risk getting exhaustion?
Hey, I'm a dwarf. I don't get exhausted.
I believe that's that insight check. I believe that is false.
That is not false.
Some dwarven boasting.
so.
Yeah, more like dwarven lying.
If you were to push on pretty much throughout the entire night, you would take a point of exhaustion, which would give you disadvantage on ability checks until you had a long rest to get rid of it.
All right.
But it is a perfectly viable thing to go through the night and then set out through the day if you want to. It's just for one day you'd have that point of exhaustion.
I would recommend resting
All right.
while we can.
I think since we don't know what's in this desert, the exhaustion might be bad if we come across anything that attacks us.
Good
Then we
point.
might want to, is there any shelter anywhere close?
No.
You said there was some rock formation, or they were just
It's-
circle rocks?
It's small rocks, maybe the size of your fist, that pretty much are scattered throughout the desert.
Okay, is there any way, anywhere to hole up for the night?
Not that you can see.
Okay, so much for that.
Well, let's start gathering resources to start a fire.
Do we need to?
Well,
I mean, this
it
is
will
now
help keep
when we're
wild
going to
animals
be
away.
true, and this is when we're going to be posting watch throughout the night. So just to make sure that nothing comes up on us when we're out here in the open.
Yeah, and lighting a fire in a completely flat, desolate area is gonna be, might as well shoot a signal flare up that, hey, we're here, guys.
Well, yeah, that's why we got to watch out.
Did you not do that on your way here or on your way to the toll?
Did I?
Yeah,
No, I traveled at night.
that's just crazy talk.
I can see
Those
in the
are weird.
dark.
Yeah, see, I can't. So
Nighttime,
You should be
nighttime-
the guard all night.
nighttime does not bother me at 1 iota.
Luna, I think that's a really good idea. Since he can see at night, he can look everywhere and make sure that nothing's coming up on us.
Okay, so who's going to be taking what watch?
I'll take the midnight shift where it's the darkest and
I can take first watch if anybody wants to join.
I can take first watch with you.
Okay.
If we're doing two of us.
Yeah, we'll do 2-hour watches. So that would be Eth and Luna on the first one. So that would be get you to about 10 o'clock, we'll say. Who wants to do 10 to midnight?
can I
I
do
had-
two?
I have to have a buddy because I can't see in the dark.
Can I
I
do
mean-
two without suffering exhaustion?
I mean, I'd allow it.
Okay, I'll do two shifts, 10 to 4, or 10 to
10 to
10 to
2.
2.
Two.
Okay. Ransom, which one do you want to do?
That's fine. I can hang out on that too because I can't see in the dark.
Okay. So then we have until 2 covered. So 2 to 4.
Do the watch with me. Hamilton and I can take the next watch after that.
Okay. And then Faustus all by his lonesome. Oh,
That's fine. I'll cast light if anything.
Um. Okay, as you guys settle in for the night, Eth and Luna, give me a perception roll. If you don't have dark vision, do it at, well, did you guys light the fire or not?
I don't think we should.
I think right now we'll wait to see what it looks like. It can get really cold in deserts during the night. But I would think that at the first we would just wait to see if it gets cold enough to need a fire.
Okay, then give me a perception roll. If you guys do not have dark vision, do it at disadvantage.
Do you not have dark vision?
I don't know.
I thought elves had dark vision.
Where would I find if I have dark vision?
Should be.
Bottom
I
of
only
the
rolled a 9.
page.
What's your race?
She's half elf.
Elf?
Elf?
Night
It
elf?
should be-
Black elf?
Half elf should be 60 feet, isn't it? That's what mine says.
There you go.
It's at the very bottom of the front page.
Okay.
Oh yeah, features and traits, yeah. Okay, so Ben, you did a disadvantage, and then Luna is doing it just normal.
Did you hear what I rolled?
9.
9, correct.
And I rolled a 4.
Okay. As you settle in for the night, you guys start, your eyelids kind of start drooping a little bit. It's been a long, hot day. Neither of you are used to being out in this desert environment. Give me another perception check. Both of you. Not at disadvantage this time.
7. I changed my
17.
dice out. I got 7.
F, you start to hear a weird sound in the sound of the dust and sand that's kind of flying out. It almost sounds like a little laughter. And as you start to kind of look a little out into the dark where the laughter is coming from, you start to see these little creatures just rushing to you.
I would raise the alarm at that point.
Well,
It screamed like a girl.
Absolutely.
unfortunately, they got a little too close and get a surprise attack. Or at least the main one does before you can do that. And it will be going towards you.
Towards me?
You were the
That's
one
just-
staring off in its direction.
Well, I mean, where else was I supposed to stare?
As it rushes towards you, it sees you kind of start to notice it and starts to try and backpedal a little bit and falls down. And then staggers to get back up, and you hear it let out a tiny little shriek of alarm, and you hear 7 other shrieks from all around the camp as you guys are beset by a pack of dust methods.
Okay, yeah.
And at this-
We're definitely not very good.
Everyone is going to need to roll initiative.
We are not good at keeping watch, apparently, Luna. Oh, jeez.
Something that might happen.
14.
2.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
17. for-
Okay,
Well-
so we'll go down. So anyone that got 25 to 20, 20 to 15,
Wait, I got 17, yeah, 18, because I had +1 initiative.
18. What'd you give, Faustus?
On the front screen.
15.
15, and Zara, you got 17.
19. I forgot about my bonus. This year's-
15 to 10.
For initiative.
14.
you got-
10
I
to- sorry, what Drake get?
Hamilton got 12.
Hamilton got 12. 10 to 5.
That would be me.
It's
What'd you get?
That's it.
You got 6. Okay.
I got 7.
Okay. Well, the methods rolled horribly. So you all are still getting a attack before they are. So we
I thought you
start-
said that it was going to get a surprise attack on us.
the main one was.
Okay.
The main one was got a nat 1, so
Oh, and that's when he fell.
that's when he fell and just did his
Okay.
little scream, alerting you guys. So all of you have heard and been roused out of your slumber at the little screams of the dust methods surrounding your camp. We are starting out with the Zare. So at the moment, the only ones that are not laying down would be Eth and Luna. Everyone else would need to use half of your movement to stand up, to be able to move. You can still do stuff from laying down, but to stand up, it would be half your movement.
Okay. I'll stand up.
Okay.
And take a look if are any of them right in front of me.
Give me a perception check.
Uh, 21.
So there aren't any that are directly in front of you, but you could see a couple of them just kind of coming a little bit into a little bit closer to the camp. I mean, you do have dark vision, so you can really see all of them, but there aren't any that are like right in front of you.
Okay, I'm gonna hold until I see if they get closer and just be ready to swing.
I mean, if you're doing a sling, they would be close enough for you to be able to do that.
Oh, they are.
Yeah,
Close
yeah,
enough.
they're close enough for that.
Okay, then
Let me-
I'll take a swing at the closest one.
I will show you. Hold on. So that is what you see. You basically see this little imp-like creature that is seemingly made of dust as it swirls around their body.
Ooh.
Okay, go ahead. You can go ahead and make an attack against the first one.
Okay. Oh, that's the wrong. Six.
A 6 unfortunately does not hit. So as you get your rock and your sling, you kind of twirl it and just, you just have been woken up out of a sleep, so you are still a little groggy, and your shot just goes wide.
Okay.
So that is a Zare. Zoros.
I can see in the dark. I'm looking around. Is there anything in range?
You would have to move. The closest one's probably 10 feet from where you are.
Okay. I'm just gonna tell everybody back to back, range in the middle, mage and Willow in the middle. Or
Luna.
Luna, sorry. Luna in the middle with the mage, and let's create a defensive perimeter, a circle.
Are you standing up or are you standing up or are you still laying down?
Yeah, no, I'm standing up.
Okay. Do you want to hold your action and like hold an attack in case they get close?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Faustus.
Well, I get up. I have my shield in one hand and my mace in the other. And the tactical thing, for at least in my mind, it would be to place my eyes right, like behind the shield, put the mace in front of it, and use light on my mace to basically turn it into a huge flashlight.
Okay. As you guys are all coming out of your dream states from, well, almost all of you, from hearing the shrieks, you guys look over and the tip of Faustus's mace just starts glowing brighter and brighter until it's like he's holding a little torch that's just glowing brightly in front of him. It does light up the area. You do see there are in total about 8 of these dust methods that have just kind of created a circle around your little campfire group. Okay. And that's all you're doing, Faustus?
Yeah, that was my action.
Okay. Rancid?
Stand up, use my bonus action to dash and attack main hand if I can get close enough to one.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, your
Yep.
speeds. They're all
All right.
about maybe 10 feet from you guys.
Okay, yeah, then I'll use dash to negate standing up and just
Walk forward and attack.
yeah. Let's see. So for the nearest method, 19
That'll hit.
for only 4 points of damage because no one else is up there yet.
Hey, anything you can see it lets out a little squeak as you stab it.
But
Doesn't
I
look
stabbed
happy,
it.
but you stabbed it. Okay, and that is your turn. Hamilton.
I don't know. Mom, what do you think I should do?
You're laying down, so you probably want to get up.
Fair.
You want to try and hit one of them?
Or any of the
Let me see what your speed is. Yeah, if you wanted to, you would be able to get up in range of one of them, to attack it if you wanted to.
Question for the DM, is it a +2 for his attack bonus?
So his attack with his longsword would be a +6.
+6. Okay. Is that a D6 that he's rolling?
D8.
D8.
D8 +4 for the damage. So he
Alright.
would roll a D20 and then add 6 to that roll for the attack.
It's a D20. Yeah.
16.
That'll hit.
Okay.
So then roll a D8 and add 4.
6.
Okay. So Hamilton kind of runs out and lets a little grunt because does not like being woken up in the middle of the night. Runs forward and dashes one of the methods with his longsword. And that would be his turn. F.
I'm just going to point my finger at it and try to hit it with a firebolt. 11.
That unfortunately does not hit. The day is just getting to you, and you're just a little tired. Luna, we are up to you.
All right. I'm gonna move back to back with Thoros and then take out my longbow and shoot one.
20.
20,
Natural 20 or
26.
okay, so natural 20.
Natural 20 plus
Nice.
6.
Okay, that'll definitely hit. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll the damage dice twice. So if you roll like a D8, you're gonna roll 2D8 and then add your modifier.
Okay, 6, 7, 8, plus 4, 12 damage.
Wow, nice. Luna is finally getting her senses back a little bit from the night, and she kind of takes aim and just shoots a bolt that just tears through one of the mephits, making it look pretty rough. It's not bleeding blood, but you can tell that the dust that had been swirling around it is not as it's not as concentrated as it once was. Okay, now it is their turn. So Dusk Method number 1 is going after Azair. I'm guessing a non-natural 20 will hit you. Azair, you take 2 points of slashing damage as it attacks you with its claws. Number 2 was the one that Rancent attacked, so it's attacking it back. I'm guessing a 9 does not hit you, Rancent.
It does not.
Number 3 was Hamilton's, so it will attack Hamilton. Does a 19 hit? Yes, that is Hamilton's armor class, so it does hit him. He takes 3 points of slashing damage. Number 4 was the one that Luna attacked, so it's going to come up and slash at her. Non-natural 20 for 4 points of slashing damage to Luna.
Okay.
Number 5 will go after Zoros.
Now, when he comes after me and he gets in range, since I held my attack, will I hit him first?
Yes, well, you won't hit him first. He'll attack first, and then you will
Okay.
hit. Does a 17 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. You take 2 points of slashing damage,
Okay.
and then go ahead and roll your attack.
12 plus 4, I think. Is that a hit?
Yep.
And I'm sorry, what's my weapon? Is it D12 or D10?
A D12. We were using the axe stats for the hammer, so.
He takes 5 points of damage.
Okay.
1 plus 4. I guess maces are not good against dust.
Well, I mean, you did just wake up. Number 6 is going after Faustus. He did have a bright light shine all of a sudden, so they're kind of drawn to that. Guessing a 21 will hit you
Yes, sir.
for 2 points of slashing damage. Number 7 will go after F, because it was the one that originally tried to get him, but got scared. Non-natural 20.
That'll
2
hit.
slashing damage. And number 8 is going after Faustus as well, because Moth's still flame. Does a 16 hit you?
No.
Okay, then it tries to swing. Its claws kind of grind off of your shield a little bit, but it does not hit. And we are back up to Azair. So you now have a method that is pretty much right in front of you attacking you.
Question for the DM.
Mhm.
Whenever we had our long rest before, did that
That
Does that
completely
heal
healed you up. Yes, you would be at
Okay.
full health.
Okay, so I need to change that real quick.
Minus, I think, the 2 that did.
Yeah,
the
that I just
last
got
turn.
hit
Yeah.
with. Okay. Also question, one of my cantrips is produce flame that
Mhm.
I can use for damage. Can I throw fire at him?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a 20 to see if it hits?
Look it up. Yes, so you would use your spell attack modifier. Let me pull you up real quick.
Sorry, I'm still trying
You're
to figure
fine.
all this part
You
out.
are completely fine. Okay, so on under your actions, you actually
Mhm.
have produce flame already. So you would roll a d20 and then add +5.
Okay. That 22,
That'll
17
hit.
plus 5.
That'll hit, and then it would deal 1d8 fire damage.
5.
5. Okay. You hear it kind of scream a little bit as you light it on fire. Zoros.
Yeah. You hit the one I was hitting before.
Okay.
Missed. 2
What-
plus 4, 6.
Yeah, that does unfortunately miss. Faustus, you got 2 on you.
So whichever one is on the right, I'm gonna go at with my maze.
Okay.
That's 19 to hit,
That'll hit.
but just 3 damage.
Okay. Faustus, Rancent.
Continue on the one that I was being attacked by. I think it was the second one.
Yeah, number 2.
Okay. On hand. 19 to hit for 7.
Yes. It's looking a lot less dusty.
Okay. Offhand is a 13
That will hit.
for another 6.
Rancent's it's a rapier.
Yeah, it's rapier.
You see kind of Rancent just kind of stab with his rapier and kind of jiggle it around a little bit, and the dust actually dissipates into nothingness as his method dies.
I swirled my dust.
You dust
Hamilton.
swirler, you.
It is your turn, Hamilton. So you have one that's attacking you that you already attacked. So I would probably say keep on hitting.
Well, I mean, if it's right in front of me, sure.
Okay. Roll your d20.
14.
You rolled a 14.
That'll
And
hit.
then, okay.
So go ahead and roll damage.
Do I roll a
It's
D6?
D8.
That was D8.
Ooh. 2.
Plus, I want to say it's +4.
6.
So
Not a
6 damage.
fancy.
The +4 is from his strength. Okay, so that was Hamilton. F.
I'm still gonna go after.
The one that's attacking you.
Correct. All right. 24.
That'll hit.
Eight damage.
Okay. You get a scent of burning dust. Not very pleasant. Luna.
The one that attacked me still close by, or did they back up?
Nope, it's still right in your face.
So to use my longbow, I need to back up.
You would. You could use it at disadvantage, but to be able to wield it efficiently, it's not really meant to be a melee weapon.
Can she move far enough to and shoot?
If she backs up, the dust method would get an attack of opportunity on her. So it would get basically a free attack against her.
Do you have a weapon?
I have unarmed skills.
If you do an armed skill, how much is your damage?
Well, it says,
Unarmed strike.
Unarmed strike is usually a D4.
Yeah. No, it says 3
I know, but I usually do it a D4 plus the strength.
plus strength bonus. Okay.
Yeah.
this is my strength bonuses. Or, okay, so
Wait a minute. At disadvantage,
move.
how much of a negative? Like she can shoot her bow even though it's in the face. Well, how much is the penalty?
What disadvantage does, you would roll 2 D20s and take the lowest number. That's what disadvantage is.
I'd do it.
So I'll do that.
Okay.
They're
12.
both 12.
No, one's 15.
Oh, one's 15.
12.
12 plus your 6 would hit, so that would definitely hit. So go ahead and
Okay.
roll damage.
Okay,
5
5 plus 6.
12.
No, 5 plus 4.
4.
9.
Luna's dust method is no longer as an arrow streaks right through it.
Yay.
And now it is back to the method's turn. Azair, it hits you, well, the 19.
Oh, 19.
You take 4 points of slashing damage. Hamilton's method is still alive, but it misses. Zoros's method misses. Faustus's method number 1 misses. F's method, Jesus Christ. Faustus's method number 2. Okay, thank you. 18, so that would be a non-natural 20.
Okay,
For
that definitely hits.
2 slashing damage. That was not a good turn for the methods.
Wasn't a good turn for me either.
And we are back up to Azair.
Is mine just on fire currently?
I mean, it's not burning. It looks a little singed.
Okay, I'll throw another fireball at it.
Okay.
As an 11.
That does not hit, unfortunately. So her fire goes wide. She's still trying to, learn how to control fire. Zoros, you're up.
All right. Swing and a miss. 2, 6.
That dice is not going good for you.
I am learning that Zoros is not good in the morning. He actually mirrors.
It's not even midnight yet.
It is for me.
Yeah.
Zoros sucks right now.
Faustus.
Okay, I'm going after the same one with a mace.
Okay.
That's 10 to hit.
Nope, does not hit. Rancid, yours is currently dead.
Yeah, so I'll move to the next nearest one that someone's engaged with, hopefully.
It would either be Azair or Hamilton's.
It is there. She's taking the most damage.
Sure, I'll hit his airs then.
Okay, go ahead and attack.
On hand is all of 7, so that's
Yep.
Wow.
offhand's a 12
Offhand will hit.
for,
And you actually get sneak attack finally.
I know, 11.
Azair's method is not looking healthy in the slightest. It's hanging on by a thread.
So close. Is it
Hamilton.
on fire?
It is not on fire. Hamilton, you're up. You still have one method attacking you.
You want to hit it?
Yes. Very much so.
Your D20.
I got an 8.
An 8 was what you
Plus-
rolled.
Plus, what is it?
5,
4.
4.
4, 5, 2, 12, 13 tops.
Plus 6. So that would be, yep, that'll hit.
Okay. Roll it. Is it his is a D8 for
D8,
damage?
Yes, yes.
4.
Plus 4. So 8.
8. That dusk method is no longer.
You killed it. Yay.
F.
Mine is still up, right?
Yeah.
12.
That'll hit.
Oh, yeah. 10.
Your dust method ignites into a little ball of flame before it fizzles out. Luna.
Is there anybody's stuff method far enough away from me that I can hit it without a disadvantage?
Pretty much anybody except for Zoros's, since you did go back to back with Zoros. So Azair, Faustus has 2.
Is there all is theirs?
Okay.
Oh, I don't need to do a disadvantage, so I
Yeah,
just see
this
my one. It's 18 plus 6.
That'll hit.
So, and then-
Don't even need to roll damage. It had 1 hit point left. It's dead.
Okay.
See, Rancent, a woman had to do what you couldn't. Shit.
I tried.
Okay, now we are back to the methods. So Zoros is still alive, but it misses because of course it does. Faustus, number 1. That would be a 19 to hit. That hits. So it does 2 slashing damage. And Faustus, number 2. That is an 18 on the die, so that'd be a 22 for 4 slashing damage.
Okay.
And we are back up to Azair. Azair, yours is dead. There is 1 on Zoros and 2 on Faustus.
Am I close enough to try to hit one of the ones that's attacking Faustus?
With what? Your sling or your spell?
Let's sling another fireball.
Okay, yeah. For anyone watching, she's doing produce flame, not actually fireball. That would be
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's produce flame. That's an 11. So
that does not hit, unfortunately. You're
I'm
trying
trying to learn
to
F. I'm sorry. I'm trying to follow in your footsteps, and it's just not working.
It's okay. It's okay.
Zoros. Let's see if your
Yes.
dice have woken up.
Yep, 14 plus
That'll
4
hit.
and 12. 2 plus 4 is 6. I get, wait a minute, what's my strength is 19.
So it's a plus
Is that
4. Yeah,
Okay.
plus 4.
So
So,
6.
yeah, that's where you get the plus 4 damage. Is
Got it, 6.
Okay. Faustus.
I'm gonna go after the same one. Keep doing the same thing until I bash its head in. 22
That'll
to hit. And that is 8 damage.
Okay, it is still up. Rancent.
Well, since I believe mine was dead, correct? The one I
Yes.
moved to. Move to the next nearest one that's engaged with someone.
So Zoros has 1, Faustus has 2.
I guess I'll go help Faustus because that
Okay.
sounds important.
Out of the 2 of them, one looks as if it hadn't been touched, and the other one looks kind of rough.
I'll take the unmolested one.
Okay.
Let's just not talk about that. And there's a reason my rapiers are tied to my wrists. So that was the first one. The second one was a 19, though.
That'll hit.
For 6 points.
Even with sneak attack?
I rolled a 2 on sneak attack and a 4 on the rapier damage. It was as minimal as possible. It was all ones.
Ups. Okay, Hamilton. So the one that was attacking you is dead. So there is 1 on Zoros and 2 on Faustus.
I'll go after the 2.
Okay.
One of the ones of the 2.
You want
Yeah.
to go after the one that looks more damaged or less damaged?
Less damaged
Okay, that would be the one that Ranson just attacked.
because he still needs to be stabbed. And I got a 15.
That'll hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
6.
6. Okay. It is still up, but it is looking pretty rough now. Yes.
Sorry, 6 plus 4, so 10.
Oh, 10. Okay. It is not dead.
Something.
Oh yeah, his damage is +4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was 10 total. Sorry.
Okay. So a little kid stepped up and did what Ranson couldn't again. And
Women and children, Ransom.
Exactly.
Those are your problems.
It's just
You said
revenge
running, right?
after you killed so many last time.
If they attack me, I can kill those.
Yes, it is your turn now.
There are 2 up.
2 up, 1 on Zoros, 1 on Faustus.
How far apart are they from each other?
They would probably be 10 to 15 feet away from each other. Because Faustus moved in to engage. So he would have.
And there are how many of my friends that are up there?
So there's Zoros, Faustus, Hamilton, and Ranson.
Okay, then I won't try that. I'll put my finger at the one that, do either of them look any more bloodier than the other one?
They look about the same.
That's what I figured. I'll go after the one that's trying to hit Faustus. He seems to
Okay.
have been having some trouble. And
Somebody.
he's going to continue to have some trouble because I only rolled a 9.
Yeah, that won't hit. Luna?
Well, I have to go after Faustus because Zoros is still too close.
I mean, you can back away from Zoros since you're not in melee range of the one that's attacking him. You could back
I
away.
always keep in my tush form. I'm fine.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Okay, 24.
That'll hit.
Okay. And 8 damage.
Faustus's second method is dead. So Zoros's method is still up, so it's going to attack him. Does a 17 hit you, Zoros?
Yep.
For 3 damage. And it will be now Azer's turn.
Just have one left.
Yes, just one left.
Would there be anyone in the way if I produce flame?
You'd be able to kind of just walk a couple feet to get a straight line shot from it. It wouldn't be
Let's
that
try to
hard to do.
Let's see what happens. Got a 1.
Nothing
Plus
happened.
5 makes it a 6.
Fizzles.
Not working. I feel like
So,
maybe I should give up on flames for a while.
so Azer is just trying. She's getting really frustrated not being able to light anything on fire. And then all of a sudden, you see her kind of point like F does, and she's pointing right at the method. And all of a sudden, the campfire lights up.
Nice.
I gave us light, guys. I'm sorry.
Atta girl. Atta girl.
Zoros, you're up.
Yes. 17 plus,
That'll hit.
so that it's 8, 12.
And Zoros is like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm done with it. And just slams his hammer down onto the last method, just completely scattering it to dust.
I just like an audience. Everybody's watching me now. So it's like the last one. Yeah, I'll take it out. I just need to wake up a little bit.
As the dust methods die, pretty much the desert goes quiet again, and all you hear is just the wind just blowing through the sands.
I assume there's nothing, they carry nothing, they have nothing, it just.
Once they
just
die, they disintegrate to
Dust
dust,
elementals or something.
basically.
I think our watch is over, right?
It would have been
It
probably
better
halfway
be.
through your watch. But the rest of the night goes by without any other
Do we
incident.
get our health back?
You guys do get the benefit of a long rest, so you guys do get all your health back. Spell slots that may have been used or anything like that, you get back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so next morning, someone who is trained in
Screw it.
word I can't think of, survival. Give me a survival check.
I'm trained in survival.
Okay, so you can go ahead and start this off.
We got to look at
18.
the
You're easily able to pick out footsteps that are kind of fading away into the desert, going in the same direction that you have been headed pretty much this entire time. Someone else give me another survival check. This time it's been probably about 4 hours or so traveling.
Okay, 21.
21. As you go and pick out the footsteps and you follow the same path in the same direction that you've been going, Luna, you notice that there seems to be a building off in the distance in the direction that you are going.
Yes.
Woohoo! A building. Let's go.
In the middle of the desert?
Yeah.
Are you afraid?
It's
You
probably.
don't think that's a little out of place?
I mean, it can't all be desert.
Is it a tall building?
No, it looks kind of well, as you guys, it's still a little bit away. So as you guys get closer and it comes into view, all of you guys can see it now. It looks like a very just one story house almost. Even that's being a little too generous with the term. In front of it, you can see almost as if someone has plowed the sand in front of the house. And you currently see a man standing out in front of it, just kind of looking in your direction.
We should wave.
I mean, as you wave, he just kind of lazily waves back at you.
Sit over and say hi.
Okay, well, before we do that, can I see what he's wearing?
Oh, yeah.
He looks to be wearing just very tattered clothes. At one point, they could have been like khakis and just like almost a burlap shirt, but just over the years have just kind of
Okay.
ruffles.
No, it's not the Men in Black.
No, it is not the Man in Black.
Dressed and not naked, so.
As you get closer, you also see that there is a large black raven that stands on his shoulder. But he's smiling at you, waving at you.
How many eyes does he have?
He has two.
Does he have his teeth?
Here and there. I mean, are you getting that close to investigate his teeth?
Well,
You said the sand was plowed in front, right?
Yes.
Can we make out anything else about that trench?
It's not really a trench. It's more what you would ascertain almost like a farm, like someone's plowing the field to to try and get it ready to seed. And
So it's not like a defensive encampment.
no, it's just a bunch of rows back and forth that were plowed. As y'all get closer to him, he kind of starts waving a little bit more and says, you know, howdy y'all. Been a long time since I've seen people here.
Hey, good to be seen.
I mean, I'll be polite and tip my hat and say, little lady.
As you do that, the raven on his shoulder lets out a little caw and just says, "Fuck you." And the farmer's
Feels
just like-
right.
the farmer kind of looks up at him as just Zoltan. It's okay. Just be nice to these strangers. They don't mean you no harm. Sorry about that. He gets a little jumpy around new people.
That's okay. We all want to say that to Rancid every now and then.
I mean, you should.
So the bird is Zoltan. Who are you?
Well, folks used to call me Brown, so I just kind of stuck with it.
Brown.
Brown. You know, like the color.
Like
Right. Yep.
desert.
Got that.
I'm rancid like the smell, so I get it.
I got it.
Browns, what are you doing out here all by yourself?
I mean, I'm farming. Can't you tell?
I can tell, but I was wondering what you were farming.
Anything that'll grow?
What grows out here? Devil's grass?
Nothing.
Then you're not farming anything.
You
It
grow.
keeps me busy, so I say I'm farming stuff. At this point, it's just a matter of opinion.
You have water around here?
I have some. My supplies are dwindling a bit, but you know, if you want to come in and stay for the night, I have food I can share. Water I can give y'all.
What do you eat?
How are you? Yeah, how are you getting food and water out here? There's nothing around.
So he opens the door to his little hovel and says, I mean, come on in. You can get out of this heat for a little bit.
Hey guys, quick powwow. Sketchy. And
We don't know this person.
I don't know if I want to go in his house because what
Mm.
if he's eating people?
Oh, now I want to go in. I mean,
Oh,
This
I
isn't
mean-
Walking Dead. Come on.
At this point,
Hours
you can
from
see
anybody
Zoltan
with-
is just kind of picking little bugs out of his hair.
Well, maybe he eats bugs.
Is it big enough for 7 people?
No,
Yeah, the house is big enough.
that's okay. I'll stay out here.
All standing?
does he seem mildly rotted if the bird's eating stuff out of his hair?
No, it's eating bugs out of his hair.
That doesn't answer my question.
I mean, he looks as healthy as one can look.
On a scale of 1 to the mutant horses, where are we at here on this guy laying brown eggs?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, I don't know if I really want to know, but it's too late.
Can I assist him?
Oh, I'm gonna need some
Sure.
assistance. I got a 2.
Oh Lord.
I
Hey,
don't
we're
know.
both
You
we're
look
both grossed
human.
out.
Hey, looks
rolled a
human to
5.
me.
I mean, he looks healthy. He doesn't look mutated like the horses. You know, his skin is a very dark tan from being out in the sun a lot. he
All
looks
right, leather man,
fine.
let's go inside and have this dinner.
Okay.
Damn.
As you go into his house, I mean, you see the entire room is just very bare. There's a little kind of like a little fireplace in the middle of the room that he has set up to cook things on. There's no furniture, no bed, no chairs, nothing. There is a door that leads in, an open door that leads into a pantry that is maybe half filled with like cans.
And they look like store-bought cans, not he's canning out back.
I mean, they don't have like labels on them, but would you know the difference between a store-bought can and him canning it himself?
I might if it has my picture on it
It does not have your picture on it.
or someone else's picture on
It
it.
does not have someone else's picture on
It
That's
says boy.
probably a good sign, I hope.
It says Bill on it.
it.
Yeah, did any of these cans seem to have scribble on them with proper names?
Give me an investigation check.
Oh,
Oh, no.
that's a 12. I at least feel all right about it.
I mean, as you go into the pantry and start like browsing around and looking through the cans, you see Brown has moved into the doorway of the pantry and just says, I mean, I ain't got much. It's just cans of beans, but you're welcome to them if you want them.
I was just checking out your beans, bro. Just checking out your beans. They're nice.
Who else went into the house?
I did.
Okay, Luna, give me a nature check.
2.
Okay, everything looks fine to me. Azair, give me a nature check as well.
Is question, that's a D20?
Yes, roll d20 and then add your nature skill.
Oh, hold on. Went on top of our other dice. 17.
Okay, Azair, you've spent a lot of time in the woods with with your druid history, and you spent a lot of time around animals. The raven doesn't look quite like a normal raven to you. Most of it looks normal, but it just, some things like the beak seems a little bit more elongated. It kind of, the sides kind of go up in a little bit of a smile. Some feathers just look longer than they should be. The talons look just not quite right.
Interesting. Hey, Brown. That's an
Yeah.
interesting raven you've got there.
Yes, he is.
I haven't seen a raven quite like him before. Is he a certain breed or maybe like a cross of the raven and something else?
As you keep talking about the raven, you kind of see it turn its head to kind of get a better look at you from both sides, and you see the smile kind of creep up even wider on the raven's mouth as it just kind of looks at you and just says, "Fuck you," and then kind of giggles, but not in a way that a bird would giggle. It sounds very human-esque of a giggle.
I mean, I'm happy with our choices entering in here.
I'm gonna start backing towards the door at least.
Brown just looks up at Zoltan and says, "Zoltan, they don't mean you no harm. Just go on and quit it. Don't worry, he won't hurt you. He's an interesting companion. He wasn't always a raven, but he seems to like this form, so he don't hurt no one."
What was he before? If you
Well,
don't mind me asking, that's interesting.
that would probably be more of a story for dinner. If y'all are willing to stay. I mean, we got plenty of space here.
Hey, I saw his beans. They were sweet.
Well, I'm willing to give dinner a try.
I like beans.
If we're only having beans, I might be okay with that, depending on how they look.
I mean, what else would we have? I have a pantry full of beans. That's all I got.
I saw it myself. It's true.
What kind of beans? Black beans, pork and beans?
Human beings? Sorry.
Uh,
Question.
Brown kind of scratches his head a little bit at that, and human beings ain't no beans. I don't know what you're talking about. We got beans. It's just they're beans. Beans are beans.
He keeps saying beans like it's going to make the word mean something different.
Telling you,
Beans.
beans.
Eat Brown's beans already.
So you staying for dinner?
I'm staying. Anybody else joining us?
I'm staying. I was stupid enough to go in.
I want to hear the story. I'm interested.
I want some beans.
Okay,
I
so he
think I'm gonna
goes.
eat my own dinner. I think I'm just gonna make trail mix out of my pack. I don't think I'm up for beans.
Okay, I mean he goes and he gets like a big pot and puts it on the little fireplace that he has set up, and goes and gets a can of beans and opens it and dumps it into the pot. It looks like just beans.
This is
See, it's
this
beans.
isn't gonna- This isn't gonna be another Blazing Saddles moment, is it?
If I got that reference, I'd be able to tell you.
Where they're all sitting around the campfire farting all night?
No.
Oh, sorry.
So I mean, as he sits there, he'll occasionally stir the pot, and he looks back to his heir and kind of looks up at Zoltan and says, "Well, it's an interesting story. When I came out to this house, you know, I wanted to try and see what I could do in the ways of farming. Um, and when I got here, this place was empty, but there was a chest in here, and I thought that was a little weird. So I got closer because I wanted to see what was in it, because you know I might be able to get some free stuff out of it. Only as I got closer, I saw the lid of the chest was moving a little bit, and at that point, it kind of made me pause and just stare at it. I didn't want to touch it at this point. So I just kind of sat down, and I was tired. So I went to sleep, and I heard some shuffling in the night. And when I woke up, the chest had moved about 3 feet closer. Still closed, but just moving a little bit. So I sat there staring at it and staring at it. And I probably spent a good 2 days just not wanting to sleep after it moved closer and just staring at it. When all of a sudden the lid of the chest opened up and a long tongue came out of the chest. And I could see that it had teeth in it. And I screamed. I screamed and I ran. I did not want to stay there. But I got lost in the desert. So I thought I was gonna die. I did. But then I saw Zoltan here, and he was just kind of hopping on the ground. He wasn't flying. It was a little weird. And as he got closer, I saw that he looked a little different than a normal raven. And when his mouth opened, I saw the same tongue that I saw on the chest. And then it closed its mouth and the tongue was gone. And it kind of looked at me and just was watching me. And then it jumped up onto my shoulder and stayed there. It was almost like it wouldn't leave my shoulder. It just wanted to stay with me. It looked at me with its weird little beady eyes and just said, "Home." So I came back to the only home that I could have thought of, and came back here. And Zoltan's been learning more words as I talk to it, because I mean, I got no one else to talk to here. So he's pretty much just been my companion ever since. Never leaves my shoulders.
Interesting.
So the bean guy lives with a mimic.
I mean, I never heard that word before. What's a mimic?
A chest with teeth.
Well, I mean, if that's what you want to call it, then sure. I just call him Zoltan.
And okay, I'm gonna keep my fingers away from his mouth.
I mean, I would never tell you to put your fingers near his mouth to begin with, but he don't hurt no one. As long as they don't try to hurt him, he don't hurt them.
What do you feed him?
I mean, I toss him a bean here and there, but he doesn't really seem to need to eat.
That feels concerning.
Well, the bugs
I-
in his hair, he was eating those.
When you're out in the desert for this long, you just kind of go with it. You don't want to be by yourself, because then you're gonna start going crazy and talking to things that aren't there. I'd rather at least talk to someone that'll be here and talk to me back.
We all see this bird, right?
Yeah, you all see the bird.
It's like I'm gonna trust the bean guy on telling me I see the bird.
I mean, as he's telling the story, he'll offer a bowl of beans to anyone that wants it. He starts eating it.
I mean, I'm gonna eat his beans,
Sure,
obviously.
they taste like beans. They're a
Hey,
little
these taste
skinny.
like
They've been
beans.
in the can, but they taste like
Eh.
beans.
Okay, so beans and pennies, got it.
So what's west of here?
Haven't been that far out, but I have heard that there are some mountains if you keep going west. I've heard of some other houses on the way, but I've never met any people. I've never seen these houses, just things that I've heard.
How far out are these mountains?
Probably about 3 days walk.
Have you seen anybody come through here?
When you ask that, his face kind of starts to lose all color. And even Zoltan starts to look a little nervous and twitchy. And his voice just kind of lowers to kind of just above a whisper and says, yes, I did see a man that scared the living shit out of me. He walked by not but 2 days past. He was
He
headed
was in all
towards the
black,
west.
wasn't he?
He was. He radiated an aura of just evil.
And he was heading west, wasn't he?
He was. We did not
Right.
leave our house at all until he was well out of our sight.
So you didn't talk to him at all?
No.
Was there anybody with him?
No, he was just by himself.
Did you notice anything special about him besides the evil aura?
No, he just looked like a confident man just walking through the desert. Man on a mission.
Good to know.
You want some more beans?
No, thanks. I'm going to keep eating my trail mix. Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, I'm good with the beans.
Okay. He gives you more beans.
Look at all my beans. This is so much better than infected horse eggs.
He kind of takes a bean out of his bowl and just tosses it into the air. And faster than you would actually expect, you see a tongue emerge from Zoltan's beak and he just snaps the bean out of the air and closes his mouth and swallows.
It just doesn't seem normal.
Zoltan bothers me.
I mean, you're in the desert. Does much seem normal?
We're
I
probably-
mean, it's hot and there's sand, so yes.
Yes, we did see those horses or we heard about the horses from Rancid that didn't seem normal. There's a lot of weird wildlife going on out here from what I'm used to.
There have been a lot of I call them muties, creatures that have just gone through mutations and just don't know what it is out here, but things just don't like living.
Oh,
And any chance you've seen some gray men?
No, no. Only thing closest to gray I've seen is the Man in Black.
Fair. Figured I'd ask.
So y'all are welcome to spend the night here if you want. Like I said, I don't have much, but I'm willing to share it with y'all.
I say we spend the night, but I say we also keep somebody up watching. Same routine we had in our camp.
There are 7 of us plus him. There's enough room to sleep in this house.
There's no furniture. There's literally the only thing that's in the main room of the house is just the fireplace. So
That
there,
chest isn't there anymore, huh?
nope. It is.
Wait,
There's plenty of room.
I asked him, what happened to the chest?
He just kind of looks up at Zoltan and looks back at you.
Zoltan, what happened to the chest?
Zoltan kind of looks at you from the side and just says, "Mind your business."
My safety is my business. Zoltan, do you know who the black man is, or the Man in Black is?
He kind of stares at you, but then just starts preening his feathers and doesn't reply.
Zoltan, answer me. Have you interacted with him before?
Fuck you. And goes back to preening his feathers.
Figured that was coming sooner or later.
So
Zoltan,
you
where
guys,
from?
I mean, I like this bird.
I think if we're
I-
staying here, then we definitely need to keep watch because I don't want to get eaten in the middle of the night. This is kind of.
Agree.
Hey Brown, where do you usually just camp out on the floor of your house?
you see that corner over there? That's my corner. Don't
Okay,
sleep there. That's
I
my
won't go
corner.
to your corner. I'll go over here in this corner.
Do you have a cage for the bird for Zoltan?
No. Why should he
I was
live in a
afraid that was
cage?
going to be the answer.
Do you want to live in a cage?
Yes, I'd love to right now.
Well, I don't got one, so tough shit.
We're just a little
We're
bit
gonna
wary
die
of
in our sleep.
news things, so we've had some experiences too. So
I mean, I
we'll just
keep
be a
telling
little-
you that Zoltan means you no harm. He won't harm you as long as you won't harm him.
I have no plans in harming him. I'm very respectful of nature. I don't want to hurt anything unless it hurts me first. Maybe.
Okay.
So you guys do want to stay here?
First watch. I'm not
You
tired
guys-
yet, so I'll stay up for a little while.
Okay, you guys take, the watches. Zoltan doesn't sleep, but neither does he move from pretty much at all times always touching Brown, either on the shoulder or on the back, wherever he's sleeping. He's always touching him at some point. The day rises. Nothing happened. Brown offers you more beans if you want it.
I mean, obviously, I take all the beans I can get my hands on.
I'm a little
mean, he
beamed
says
out
here,
myself.
You've been looking like you enjoy some of the beans, and he gives you 2 cans of beans. It's probably about all I can spare, but
Sweet, I got bean cans.
you do.
Well, I'd like to thank you for your hospitality.
Well, no problem. Thanks for spending some time with us.
I'd like to thank you for not murdering us in our sleep.
I don't know why you keep thinking we would do that.
I
We have
appreciate
been
you
nothing but
putting up.
kind.
I'm sorry
Uh,
that we have been so unappreciated. That oh, we just haven't been the most polite guests to your house.
I mean, some of y'all are okay.
I think
Zoltan
it-
just kind of looks at F out of the side. And,
I think
Fucking
it's the fact that we got attacked last night that makes us a little nervous about tonight.
I
That was-
wasn't,
The night before,
I wasn't rude. I thanked him for not murdering us in our sleep. That's me being polite.
so that's you being rude, assuming someone will murder you in your sleep.
I mean, you have to assume something at all times.
you know what they say about assuming.
Zoltan
Yes.
pipes up and just says, assuming makes F an ass. Actually, I don't think he would have
Just
said
me.
F because he never actually, said his name, but
Mm.
still. Okay, so I mean, you guys leave the house and head west where you all are going. Day is pretty uneventful, just able to stay heading west. Guys set up camp for the night. The trek or the night is pretty uneventful too. Nothing decides to get another attack on you. As you guys are about halfway through the second day, you can start to see the outline of mountains in the distance, and while it's still hot, it's not as hot as it was the days prior. As you guys walk a little bit more, probably around 1 or 2 on the second day, you guys start to make out a couple of buildings off in the distance.
Yes.
Same direction as the mountains. As you come a little closer, you see what looks to be a 2-story house, and a barn a little bit a ways from the house itself.
So I'd like to go check out the barn. Does anybody else want to do that?
I'll go.
I'm going to attempt to hide while doing so. I feel very sneaky.
What'd you get?
Point
Stealth
3.
up to the barn.
What are you hiding behind?
Myself, them,
Okay. You,
anything.
you definitely feel very sneaky.
I know, that's what I said. I feel very sneaky.
As you guys get closer, you can see that the house is very ramshackle. Parts of the roof have fallen in. The front door looks completely blocked off. The barn looks a little bit better, but not by a lot. The roof is intact. You don't hear anything. It's all just the sound of the wind going through the sand and going through the ruins of the house.
So this appears uninhabited and just still there.
From the outside of what you guys can see, yeah.
Are there any signs of footprints or anything around?
No.
If it's windy, though, you wouldn't see a lot in sand. It would blow away.
They were
footprints.
recent, you would.
I think we should check out the barn first and then move to the house, because if somebody's there and might have animals, we could figure it out from the barn instead of getting ambushed.
Agreed. I'd like to creep up on that barn.
Okay. When you get to the barn door is open. Give me a perception check, Ransom.
All of 11.
It's pretty good. You hear sound of some sort of a machine, kind of a mechanical noise coming from the barn.
That's not creepy.
Is it a good mechanical noise?
I mean, what would you consider a good mechanical noise?
I don't know, and that's what frightens me. I am disturbed by this, and I'm going to try to creep in and look at this mechanical noise.
Okay. As you go towards the sound of mechanical noise, you see that it looks to be some sort of water pump.
So not a sexy robot.
No.
Okay, well, I
I mean,
will.
it is pumping, right?
I mean,
That is-
yeah.
So that is the mechanical sound. You hear it kind of pumping. There is a little spout.
Squish.
He's so nasty, Faustus.
There's a little spout, you say?
There is a little spout.
What's happening with that little spout?
Are you going to turn it?
Is there anything going on with the little spout currently?
No, I mean, it has a little like twist knob on top of it, but
I will open the spigot as little as possible so I don't find out the hard way what sprays out.
okay. As you turn the spigot a little bit, you see a couple drops of just clear liquid forming on the end of the spout and then dropping down onto the ground of the barn.
I mean, I'm obviously going to taste it because I taste everything.
It is surprisingly cold water.
Okay, I'm going to leave that alone and just relay that information to everyone else because I'm not stealing someone in the desert's water and ending up dead.
Has anyone else gone
It's
into the
surprisingly
barn?
sensible.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the desert and it's water and it's surprisingly cold. That means someone is definitely here.
Rancent, give me another perception check.
$25, surprisingly.
From another section of the barn, you actually do hear a little bit of movement. And coming from that section, you actually hear a little kid's voice just call out, Are you here to help me?
I don't know.
Oh,
What kind of help do you need?
well, I've been here all by myself for so long.
Ooh, does it look like not a ghost child?
I mean, are you going over to the sound of it?
Obviously.
I mean, it looks
Wow.
as you get closer to where it is, you see a young boy, probably about 13, very skinny, very pale, blonde hair. He looks healthy.
Poke him with a boot? Because
Ow! Why'd you kick me? What did I do to you?
okay, sorry, kid. This is outside of my realm. I need a cleric or a wizard.
Can you offer him some of your beans? Didn't you take a couple cans of beans?
But I earned
Looks like
those.
he needs a meal.
I earned those beans by being a nice person to the bean man.
So now be a nice person to the kid.
But then the kid becomes our responsibility. There's two ways to solve this.
I mean, if you don't want to help me, then why'd you come here?
Are you alone out here?
Yeah, I don't know where here is.
You
How
just
did you get
showed
here?
up here?
I don't know. I woke up and I was here. I haven't seen anybody else for so long.
You
What
just
happened to your parents?
wake up somewhere.
I don't know. I don't
Do
know
you
what happened to
recognize
them.
anything here?
I mean, no.
Do you know what your name is?
Yeah, my name is Jake. Who are you?
Jake?
Jake.
I'm Azair.
Hi,
What's the last thing
Azair.
what's the last thing you remember?
I was in my city
What
and
video is that?
New York. I mean, what are you talking about? Doesn't know New York.
York.
But
Where-
I was on my way to school and I stepped off of the curb to cross the street and then just blackness. And then I woke up here.
How old are you, Jake?
I'm 13. How
Okay.
old are you?
A lot older than that.
Oh, okay. Are you here to help me?
What we
I'll
do-
help you. I can talk to my group and see what else is going on. We're kind of trying to look around and see what's going on here too.
Okay. I mean, I know there's some food in the basement. It's what I've been living off of, but I don't like going down there. It's scary.
We can take a look.
Wait,
The basement of the house or the basement?
Yeah.
of the barn?
No, the basement of the house.
has the kid seen anyone go by?
You could ask him.
I could, but then he's
Hey.
gonna want the beans.
Hey, Jake, have you been alone out here or have you seen anybody go by?
I've been alone, but I saw this man walk by a day and a half ago or so. He was walking out towards the mountains, but he scared me. I didn't want to go near him.
That's okay. You don't have to go near him. Do you remember what he looked like? Why was he so scary?
It was almost as if I had seen him before. He scared me. He was wearing all black and I didn't want to go near him.
That was probably a good idea.
Yes. If you see him again, you got to hide or run
I will.
away
I
and
will.
make sure he doesn't see you.
I will.
So, do you think you could show us how you got into the house? It looks like the front door is all blocked off. If
Yeah,
you-
the only
if there
spot
was
to
a
get
good one.
in is the basement here. And he takes your hand and just kind of leads you towards the house. And you see that there is like a outside entrance to like a storm cellar that has basically two doors that you would open up and stairs that go down. So
Just
that's
saying that kid's not been maintaining cold water.
If
That's
it's
very
automatic
suspicious.
pump, it could be just pulling from underground. Right?
what?
How long has has the pump been working the entire time you've been here?
Yeah, that's how I get water to drink.
I'm assuming you haven't had any side effects from drinking that water.
No, it reminds me of when we used to go up to my grandparents' house in the mountains. It's very just clean water. I get food from the basement occasionally when I have to go down there, but I try not to go down there a lot because it scares me.
Is it scares you because it's dark or does it scare you because you hear things?
Both.
But if you want to wait out here while we take a look, you can.
Don't
We'll
leave
bring
me.
you some food back up.
He kind of gripped your arm a little bit tighter and kind of stay here with me, Azair.
Okay, who wants to check out the basement and who wants to stay outside?
I say we take the night vision people, the dwarf and the two half elves.
I've got to stay with
Gotta stay.
Child
I'll
who
go.
death gripping me.
Should we take?
I'll go. I'll light up my mace with.
Mace, yes.
There you go. So Zoros,
Luna,
Luna, and Faustus. So go check out the basement.
Rancent, are you guys staying with me in case something crazy happens?
I mean, I stab children, so if he changes,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
stay
that's
away from that guy.
yep.
If something crazy happens, I'm good.
Fingers crossed it doesn't happen, but how about you stay out here with me and the kid?
So Zoros, Luna, Faustus, and who else are going down?
Just us.
Haven't heard anything from F yet.
Eth, what are you gonna do?
I said I was staying up there with Azair.
Okay.
Hamilton's going down to the cellar.
Okay.
Uh, okay. Sorry, I'm trying something new and we'll see how it works. Okay. So as you guys go down the stairs, you guys enter into a basement that is very dark. It's very damp, smell of just earth and just dust permeates the air. It is slightly cooler than it is outside. There are a lot of just scattered boxes all over the ground. There are shelves of some cans, not a lot, but some. Okay. And that is pretty much what you guys see when you first enter. You hear Jake kind of call out from at the top of the stairs that most of the sounds that he hears comes from the back corner of the basement. And that's the place that he says he never goes to.
So, question for the DM: are those white things in the? Is that us?
Those are you, yes.
Okay.
This one is Hamilton. This one is Faustus, Zoros, and Luna.
Okay. Well, since I'm the only melee guy that can see in the dark without lighting everything up, I'll go check out around the corner and see what I see in that back room, just to the edge.
As you get about there, you see a couple more boxes, couple more shelves lined with some food. As you guys are exploring the basement, Jake huddles closer to Azair, and Azair, you feel his hand clamp around you. And you feel it grow colder and bigger. And you feel him kind of start to grow taller. His hair goes ghostly white as it grows out. And he pretty much lets out a guttural scream as he attacks you with his claws.
See, and this is why I poke things with a boot.
I will.
You guys
scream.
can just see the map, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Just want to make sure. So he attacks us there for 2 points of slashing damage, and he pushes you down the stairs. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
A dexterity. What? I'm
Saving
sorry.
throw?
That's just a D20.
Yeah, D20, and then let me see.
A +2 for my dexterity. 21.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you managed to nimbly land on your feet at the base of the stairs as Jake walks down. As he begins to walk down the stairs and come in your direction. We will
If
go
I
ahead.
was next to them, would I get opportunity against them?
I'll allow it.
Yes. Let me find it. A 10.
That does not hit.
All right. Well, I tried.
And with that, we're going to roll initiative.
I have a 19.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Sorry.
once everybody has rolled,
Actually,
who got? Anybody got 25 to 20?
How do you know?
I have a 20 because I have +1 initiative.
Okay.
Where's the initiative? Hang on just 1 second, sorry.
+4.
Okay, so I got 17, no.
Okay.
Okay.
20 to 15.
I have 17.
17 for me as well.
Okay.
16.
Jake got a 17 as well, so it's gonna go Luna, Zaire, then Jake. Then Faustus, 15 to 10,
11.
10 to 5, 5 to 0. Okay. Zoros, you're up first. You
Take
saw.
a swing.
Okay, so you're gonna come over here to the base of the stairs.
15.
That does hit.
5 + 4, 9.
9. Okay. Third start. Okay, Luna.
Okay,
Fire your arrow.
I'm going to shoot at him as well because I can see the blood on his claws. Ooh, I got a 7 and a 6, so 13.
13 does not hit, unfortunately. Azair.
Guys, I'm going to try to produce flame again.
Okay.
No!
I just, come on, one more time. It'll be fine. I promise.
Give us some light down here, if nothing else.
17.
17 will hit.
Yes! Oh,
Guys,
sorry.
I did it.
Hercules, Hercules.
5 for damage.
5 points of damage.
I did
Okay. Jake is going to actually draw out a long sword that he had at his side. And he will go after Zoros, because Zoros is standing in front of him. But that will miss because that's a 10.
That is correct.
Faustus, you, I believe, are, yeah, you're downstairs. At the moment, though, Zoros is kind of blocking the stairs.
Yeah. I have very limited access to try to hit Jake. So let me see. No, I can't use that. I can use Sacred Flame.
You can.
So it would be a Dex saving throw for Jake.
That would be a 16.
Yeah, he makes it.
Okay.
So it does nothing.
Rancent, you are currently outside, so if you want to get to, pretty much the other side of Jake.
Yeah, I will move down there and
Okay.
rapier away.
Okay.
12.
Nope.
An 18
That'll hit.
for
And you do have
12
sneak
points of
attack with this.
damage. Yep.
So 12.
Yep, 12. I told you about the kid. I warned you. I poked him with my boot too.
and not help.
Hamilton, you went down. Yeah, Hamilton went down. At the moment, though, he's not able to get to Jake just because how the stairs are and kind of.
Now you realize I'm 4 foot tall. He can swing over my head.
That's a phrase. Just process that. All right.
I'll allow it.
There you go.
But
So,
yeah. So if you move up, you want to swing over Zoros's head and try and hit?
sure. Although I'm worried if I roll a 1, I'll end up decapitating him.
I guess we'll just have to see.
Zoros will next to.
Let's see, 14 plus 6.
That'll hit.
Yes.
Alrighty.
And then damage. 5 plus
9.
9.
9.
Yes.
He
Good
is
job.
not looking healthy.
Good
Once
job.
he changed, he didn't really look healthy
Kill
anymore.
Zoros. We're so proud.
Yes. It is your turn, Eth.
He's making a sassy face.
Yeah, we don't hear him at all.
That might be how he wants to hear it be.
He needs to do sign language.
Silent and deadly.
Eth's there we go. Eth's headset died, so he couldn't hear. Okay, so back up to Zoros.
All right. 20 natural.
That will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage. So it's 2d12
2d12.
plus your strength modifier.
8, 16, and 4 is 20.
And with that, Jake falls to the ground dead.
Yes.
I'm telling you, a
Um,
policy of murdering any children we encounter in the desert is just good at this point.
So, with that, since it's already 11:20 and the combat is over, we will end it for tonight, and we will pick up right where we left off.
So we'll do our searches and stuff after.
Yeah, we'll do that next time.
Next time? Okay.
So thanks for joining. For those that are watching, thanks for watching the stream. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, DM. Awesome job as always.
Thank
A lot
you.
of fun.
Have a good one.